Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and today I'm sharing part one of an amazing two-part series. I'm going to show you how to make this awesome box in part two, so stay tuned tomorrow for this one. And today we're going to be making the matching card. This is a Firefly Luminary Gift Set. Together they are amazing. So super cute. These stinking cute projects were designed by my friend Kathy Roddy. I had posted a picture of them on Facebook recently and the crowd went wild. So by popular demand, I am doing a two-part series on how to create Kathy's awesome projects. All right, let's get started making the card. Here is a close-up of these adorable projects. On this video, part one, we are going to be creating this card. And tomorrow we're going to do part two in this set, which is this adorable tea light illuminary. So cute. Actually, I just shut the lights off so you can actually see this light up. How adorable is this? So check out part two and I'll show you how to make this really cute box. Both the card and the box are created from the Jars of Love stamp set bundle. This is the stamp set and the framelits from Stampin Up, and all of the supplies that I'm using today are available in my online store at my stampwithtami.com blog. To get there, you can simply go to this URL or click in the link in the YouTube description below. I like to keep it real simple, and I will have a free PDF there for you with all of the measurements and supplies that I use today, and another one tomorrow with the Luminary Box part two. I'm going to start with a little background stamping, and I'm taking the Firefly from the stamp set, and I'm just randomly stamping him on a Daffodil Delight panel in Daffodil Delight ink, so he's tone on tone. Subtle, super cute. Only doing the right side because we're going to cover the left side. So here's how the border punches work. First, it's easier if they're flat on the table than held in your hand like I normally would hold a punch. I'm going to slide this cardstock in halfway, punch once, and then see these stars on the side? So I'm just sliding up. I'm just sliding the panel through until they line up perfectly, and then I'm going to punch again, and then I'm going to line it up again. And that way they will line up perfectly. And I'll show you what happens if you don't do that. I might have accidentally not lined up my strip on one, and see how you get a bunch of stars on top of each other. It still works. It's still really cute. But if you line it up, you don't have any of that. We're going to do this on both sides. So I'm just going to put it through halfway and do the same thing all the way up the other side. And when we're done, we have this really fun strip that we're going to use on our card. And wait for it, we have this little pack of confetti that we can use later for a shaker card or something else. I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the Daffodil Delight strip. If you have a fine tip glue pen, that's probably the best adhesive to use here. I'm a snailaholic, so I'm using snail. Occasionally, though, it peeks through when you have a design like this. And normally, I would not use a pen to poke any adhesive that's showing, but it's all that I had handy. I would normally use a paper piercer. And then just put that down. Super cute. And then we'll go ahead and assemble the base. Just using snail for that. And again, the measurements are on my stampwithtami.com blog. Okay, so that's our card base. You can always layer a panel of white on the inside too to write your sentiment. Next up, we have some Whisper White scrap. I'm going to take some basic black archival ink. And I'm going to stamp the large mason jar, the lid, 3 fireflies, 1, 2, 3, and the words, "You light up my life, you give me hope." Throwing this one back to the 70s. Thank you, Linda Ronstadt, again, for lighting up our lives. Oh, you know what? Let's stamp a couple of fireflies inside the mason jar while we're at it. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. My recommendation would be to use the magnetic platform. I don't have mine handy, so I'm taking the platform with a thin die adapter as my sandwich and one cutting pad underneath. Firefly, you're going to have to run through a couple more times to get all three because I only have one little Firefly die. Now, if you don't have the magnetic platform, a little trick just to hold these dies steady from sliding around while you're moving is to take a Post-it note and stick it over the top. Then one cutting pad on top and crank it through the big shot. And then we have our cute little images all cut out for us. Super easy. That's going to give us these pieces. And then we're going to use the classic label punch to punch out the "You Light Up My Life." You will never be able to make this card without singing that song again, will you? Punch another one out of the navy blue. Okay, from my bright marker assortment, I'm taking the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to color the little bums of all the fireflies. And I've got a sponge dauber. I'm just gonna dab that very, very lightly in some daffodil ink, and then just lightly rub it over the firefly. So it just gives it a very soft glow. Let's tie some linen thread around the jar. I just wrapped it around the lid a couple of times. And I tied that in a little bow. And then we're just going to do some assembly. Glue dot or snail, because I love snail. Just going to attach those two together, kind of like they're hanging. And then I attached it underneath. So it looks like it's hanging from the linen thread, but it's really just an illusion. We will take some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the jar. And then stick that onto the front of a card in the lower right. Couple more dimensionals for the lid. So stinking cute, isn't it? And then to attach the fireflies, there was a little trick to them. So if you have these packages of dimensionals from Stampin' Up, you have these little edges here that a lot of times get thrown away. So I'm just snipping a little piece of those edges because they are the perfect size for the back of the firefly. So he's escaping. Our little firefly escapee, kind of like Flash the dog. My beagle that's always escaping. And part one, our card is complete. It is so stinking adorable, isn't it? Thanks again, Kathy Roddy, for this awesome Firefly gift set. Be sure to stay tuned for part two. It'll be coming out tomorrow on my blog and YouTube channel. Don't forget the free PDF on my blog. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter while you're there because I give away free card tutorials in my newsletter every Tuesday. Thanks for joining me today.